Hey, this is Mike Sly with the Lynchburg College School of Business and Economics, and I'm here with Paul Kelbaugh, professor in business and one of the most popular professors here on campus. And Professor Kelbaugh, what do you attribute to being one of the most popular professors here at Lynchburg College?
Well, Mike, I'm flattered to hear you say that. The fact of the matter is, most of the time I tell my students when they come to class, I say, I was you 40 years ago. I went to Lynchburg College. 4 years of time here at Lynchburg College. 40 years ago, late 60s, early 70s. I was a freshman, I was a sophomore, I was a junior here. I remember what it's like to be a student at Lynchburg College, to be young, to try to figure out what you're going to do with your life, and sit in that classroom and try to decide if you can connect to a professor. So I do everything I can to let them know 40 years between me and my students, but to me, it just seems like yesterday.
And Professor Kelbaugh, you said you attended Lynchburg College in the late 60s, early 70s. What do you think are the most glaring differences between going to school then and being a professor here now?
It is interesting to come back. I went out in the whole world, had a whole life, came back here and look at the students. The things that are the same. You watch people walking through the Dell to be 18 years old. These students are no different walking through the Dell today at 18, 19, or 20 than it was when I was here back in the 60s. The differences are trying to figure out, times are harder. Students are more involved now on the college campuses. Students dig in deeper into the books. I think we were younger at age 18 than students are at age 18 now. I just think now a lot of students here are an old 18 compared to a very young 18 when I was here. But overall, I see the similarities more than the differences. The Dell's still there, Hopwood Hall's still there. We've added more buildings on campus. We've gone from 9 to 19 buildings. But at the end of the day, I look for the similarities, Michael.
Professor Kelbaugh, what do you think? You teach a variety of classes here, but what is your favorite class to teach here at Lynchburg College?
Oh, talk about a softball question. My business law class, my BUAD 322. I restructured that class 5 years ago when Dean Turek hired me to come work in the SOBI. He gave me free hand to rewrite it and restructure it. I made 25% of the class be about ethics, the other 75% about business law. But it isn't just business law, it's about life. When the students get in the classroom, I try to talk them through civil procedure, bankruptcy, torts, creditors' rights, agency law, but we do it with a case law study. I want them to understand stare decisis. I want them to understand that the law is a constant through the business world, but I want it to be fun. I don't want a student to ever come into my classroom and say, I really don't want to be here. I have one of the highest attendance rates here on campus. This last semester, out of 25 students, I had 11 students did not miss even one class during the semester. And when I ask them why, they say, I just really enjoy how you teach. And that means a lot to me, Michael.
Well, it means a lot to me, Professor Kelbaugh, because I was trying to get in your class last semester and you told me there was no room, and well, I was a little disappointed, and I still hold that against you, sir.
I remember.
I would like to address the fanaticism that Professor Kelbaugh has with baseball. This man carries a baseball around in your pocket. Do you have one with you today, sir?
I'm not wearing my jacket, but I always carry a baseball in my left pocket. I'm right-handed, and that way I won't have a tendency to want to throw the ball at inopportune moments. But I tell my students, Michael, as you remember, life and the law are a lot like baseball. You get up there and you swing, and sometimes you get it right, and sometimes you miss the ball.
Professor Kelbaugh, last thing, who do you think is going to win the American League, and who do you think is going to show up to challenge them in the World Series for the National League?
Okay, as you know, Michael, I'm an American League fanatic. I've loved the Orioles since 1954, but the Orioles have disappointed me. I am so disappointed in the Orioles. The Orioles should be very grateful to the Boston Red Sox. As you and I are having this conversation today, the only reason the Orioles are not in last place is because the Boston Red Sox are in last place. I have to say that I'm probably looking at the White Sox. I'm looking for the White Sox to rally in the second half of the season and take the American League. In the National League, thanks to some of my students from the Philadelphia area who have converted me over, I've decided that I am now a hardcore Philadelphia Phillies fan. I think the Phillies have the best pitching in Major League Baseball, and I look for the Phillies to go all the way to the World Series and win.
Professor, we really appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Good to have you here with me.
Thank you.